What's going on, guys? My name is Garrett, and the Monarch service project that my group and I chose was to collect and document pollinators and other insects at Lick Creek Park. Lick Creek Park is a 516-acre park with walking trails, a nature center, and home to some of College Station's finest wildlife and insects. So without further ado, let's jump into our project. So my group members for this project were Hannah Cummings, Morgan DeBoard, Mariana McDonald, Ethan Marks, Kendall Murray, Brian Son, and Brylan Springer. Our project did not have a community partner. Our short-term goals were to find as many insects as possible, taking pictures of them, documenting them, and carefully collecting them in jars and in plastic containers. A long-term goal of ours would be to add to the university insect collection. This would allow for there to be a record of the pollinators that Lick Creek Park has to offer right here at our own university. A personal long-term goal of mine would be for the park to plant more milkweed and flower beds. This would cause a number of honeybees and butterflies in the area to become much more abundant. So our group planned to go to the park in multiple small groups throughout a 2-week span. Our thought was that by going in multiple days at different times that we'd be able to find many different species of pollinators that call Lick Creek Park their home. We planned out who was going when and who would be driving the groups, along with how we would document the insects. We decided on using a jar and plastic containers to collect the insects and to take pictures of any and all insects that we found in order to document them. So we ended up going to Lick Creek Park both in small groups and individually during the 2-week span. We thought it would be super easy to find pollinators around the park, but due to the colder weather and many of the plants around the area not doing well, finding and collecting pollinators wasn't the easiest of tasks. Even on the days that it wasn't super cold or raining, there were just not many insects to be found. We lowered our expectations of expecting to find many pollinators to taking what we could get. So we were still able to find several species of pollinators, but not in the plentiful numbers that we were hoping for. Nevertheless, our jar and plastic containers were still put to good use, and we were still able to document some of the insects that the park has to offer. So by collaborating with our group and making use of our time and resources, we were able to produce a very fun and informative project. I honestly enjoyed this project a lot. It was nice to get out in nature and get to see a part of College Station that I would have never gone to on my own. It made me realize and appreciate that College Station has a lot more to offer than just a big university in Northgate. There's wildlife and nature all around the outside of the city of College Station, and this project allowed us to witness this firsthand. This project made me more aware of all the pollinating insects that we see almost daily, and the importance of making sure these insects have the right resources to thrive. These insects are what allows College Station to have plants and flowers. Without these insects, Texas A&M wouldn't be the beautiful university that it is and that we know and love. So we were able to collect and document around 20 insects in total. These insects included caterpillars, honeybees, and wasps. As seen here in the picture, we have a wasp on the left and a honeybee on the right. And so the worker in the Nature Center informed me and Brian that the park also has monarch butterflies and moths, but we were unable to find any, likely due to the weather and many of the plants being dead. However, we were able to find a couple monarch butterfly caterpillars that will eventually become a butterfly if it goes through metamorphosis. This caterpillar can be seen right here on the left. And so this caterpillar will eventually turn into the monarch butterfly seen on the right. We were, like I said, unable to find actually any of the butterflies at the park. But we did find the caterpillars, so that's pretty cool. And then, let's see. For future projects, this project was awesome, and I feel that everyone in my group had a great time going out and collecting insects. For future projects, I would advise going out to the park as many times as your group can in order to try and find all the insects that the park has to offer. I would honestly love it if part of the project were to work with the park's nature center and to help the park plant more flowers and milkweeds for the pollinating bugs. This would allow more pollinators to be present for future groups and would help the park thrive. If this were to be implemented in the project, then I think the project would be perfect because we would not only be documenting insects, but we would be giving back to our community's pollinators. So I hope you had as much fun learning about our project as we did conducting it, and thanks for watching, and Googum.